When the weather's cold and the conditions are snowy, you want to make sure that you have great tread on your tire. But there's one other thing missing that you have to check, and that is your tire pressure. If you get into your vehicle on a very cold, snowy day, you may notice that your tire pressure monitoring sensor light turns on. Why that's happening is that for every 10 degrees in Fahrenheit that the temperature drops, you can lose 1 to 2 PSI of pressure. Your tire pressure sticker is going to be located on the driver's side door or inside that door panel on that B-pillar. This is where it is. So looking at this vehicle here, it shows for the front to be at 40 PSI and for the rear to be at 40 PSI. Here's another thing that you may not know. Sure, people drive on tires that are underinflated all the time, but they're making a major mistake. Driving on a low inflation tire is super dangerous because the tire pressure inside your car, that air, is actually helping with the structural rigidity of the tire and the performance of the vehicle. If your tires are underinflated, you're going to also have additional roll resistance. Have you ever tried to push a car that has low tire pressure? It's way harder. If you air it up, it's way easier to push. So that rolling resistance reduces your fuel economy, but it also causes your tires to wear prematurely, and most importantly, it could explode, blow out, because the sidewall is going to be warping in ways it shouldn't, and it makes it really challenging to drive because the tire with low pressure is going to cause for the wheel to be able to move in all sorts of different ways. So if I start pushing on this vehicle right now, which is properly inflated, you can see that the tire and the wheel move in a pretty dramatic fashion together. There's not a lot of wiggle room going on there. The tire's very firmly mounted to the rim, and the vehicle is tracking exactly with the weight input that I'm putting. However, if I lower this tire pressure, we'll be able to watch the steel wheel actually slide in and out between the steel wheel and the tire because that air pressure isn't adding that structural rigidity to the side. And that's when you get the sidewall explosions because they're not designed to operate that way. So make sure that you check your tires. So we're gonna go ahead and deflate this tire to show you, and then show you how you can inflate your car's tire. We could have picked a colder day to do this. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I have this little tool here. This is just a tire Schrader valve tool, and I'm gonna show you what happens here. So this is your tire valve stem. And on the other side of this valve stem is your TPMS sensor. And that's what determines what the pressure is inside of your vehicle and communicates with the body control module to see if it needs to turn on. So I'm gonna go ahead and deflate this and show you how this whole thing works. All right, so while this tire is deflating, I'm gonna show you right here, this is your little Schrader valve. And how this works is when you go ahead and you press air onto it, you push this little guy in and that exposes the air. When you release, there's a spring inside the Schrader valve which closes this seal and makes sure that no air escapes. This is how you're able to add air to your tire. I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall this now. So to reinstall it, we're just gonna go ahead, put the Schrader valve back in and be able to rock and roll. Now, this is what happens to your vehicle tire if your tire pressure is low. So that's what a tire looks like when it's deflated, and you can see how absolutely dangerous it is with how much the vehicle is moving all over the road just because that tire is rolling underneath that wheel. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna show you how to air up your tire. Now, to air up the tire in this video, we're using a Milwaukee tire inflator. And what we're gonna go here and do is just quickly connect this here. But as you notice, there's no valve stem cap on this side. That's really bad because all of the road grime that you see here is working its way into the valve stem. And when I go to install this tool to put air into it, I'm now putting air and forcing all that salt and road grime and dirt into that Schrader valve, which will cause the Schrader valve to not be able to properly seal. So I'm gonna go ahead and air this sucker up to 40 PSI.